That's just the exclusion of our avoided evidence. It talks about how excluding certain ideas because of bad consequences is mental entrapment, and we can leverage the capillary evidence talking about how violence itself is bad because this is a form of rhetorical violence against us, excluding our own framework. And he says that we should have to evaluate the positive effects of discourse against the critiques. However, you can evaluate the two, evaluate their discourse and evaluate our discourse against them within this round. It's quite simple. They say that case outweighs. However, when we are learning the torrent evidence, it says that the case is the root cause of all of its own impacts, and that means that they can't leverage their own case against us. Hello, guys. They say the alternative is bad because the media will always co-opt. However, the Kapler case would shut down the effects in the media. It's rejected violence on the personal scale, meaning that we solve back for this argument as well. It turns the argument. They say that we're biopolitical. However, this framework is biopolitical by excluding us and forcing us to debate in a certain framework, and they say perm do both. However, the perm will just be co-opted on this flow because in the Winters No. 3 evidence, it's just another shallow attempt to co-opt our discourse. And they say the negative is nihilist. However, when we aren't nihilists, our alternative actually promises real-world change within this debate round. By you citing negative, you are rejecting the notions of violence that the affirmative stands for. And at the point where all you're doing is signing a piece of paper, the affirmative framework is the most nihilist because nothing ever gets changed. And the critique turns the case, meaning the alternative solves back for all the case, meaning there's no way we're nihilists. We're solving just as much as they are. They say that we fail to promote action. However, we're the only real action within the rounds has already been answers. They say that language is a false representation. However, language is the only precondition for solving this Erdodian 97.